University has initiated a two-day Ocean Symposium with strategic partners. Now, there are two niche ocean economy focus areas pertaining to the Western Indian Ocean and the Southern Oceans, each of which will be discussed in parallel sessions over 2 days. The one focus is offshore aquaculture in severe offshore conditions. The other focus is medium-scale and specialised vessel construction and ship repair. Well, let's try and understand the ocean economy now. We cross over to our reporter Janine Lee to find out more.
Thank you so much. Growing the ocean's economy, or the blue economy as they call it, is one of government's projects under the banner of Operation Phakisa. And government research shows that Operation Phakisa has the potential to inject 177 billion rand into South Africa's GDP and create over 1 million jobs by the year 2033. But as you said, to understand a little bit more, I'm joined by Greg Davids. Greg, countries like Norway and Finland, you know, they've really tapped into the blue economy, and you've got a number of speakers here. Where have they gone wrong? Where have they gone right? And what can we learn from them?
Well, thank you. Today is, and the next 2 days is precisely the reason that we have them here, is to learn from other developing or developed countries, and particularly their efforts toward a blue economy, is to look at how to best harness the resources of the ocean. And for instance, Norway produces something like 37 million plates of fish food a year for the world. 36 million people eat their product, their salmon. And in the instance of Finland, they are the world's leaders in shipbuilding technologies, and they build many of the ocean's finest special vessels. So we've brought them here, we've gathered them as experts to provide us with the kind of roadmaps that they followed, the kind of processes they engaged in, for instance, in developing knowledge and developing the sciences, and how to then commercialize those sciences. And that's precisely what we're trying to do here today.
Greg, with specifically speaking about shipbuilding, where are we competitive as South Africans? Do we have a skilled force that can do this?
Well, the greater percentage of ships that sail our oceans are in fact built in other countries for other ocean-going conditions, and really not for ourselves. We have only 3 practicing naval architects, and that's quite shocking for a country that's entirely surrounded by water. And of course, we haven't properly harnessed, as I said, the resource to our best benefit. We have the traditional blue economies, which is fisheries and some shipbuilding activities. We have just 3 shipyards in South Africa and building for the African continent. What we are hoping to do through these engagements is, first of all, to create technology partnerships with international shipbuilding companies, and then to ourselves learn to adopt and adapt and build ships in Africa for Africa.
We've got thousands and thousands of ships passing our coastline, you know, annually. Are we tapping into this resource? I know we can't build at this stage, but can we repair?
Well, if you're looking at repair, now that's a very interesting thing. What we've been counting is the amount of ships that actually dock here, not those that are passing around. And so we need to shift our focus to how to capture that particular opportunity. And there's about 130,000 vessels that pass our shores. Many of them, if you take, for instance, the big bulk carriers, they come fully laden from the west to the east. When they come back, and even they're very large ships, by the time they come back, they empty, and they have great buoyancy. They're now 2-meter drafts only, and we think that they're too big to repair. Of course, what we lack critically is the infrastructure and the knowledge and the know-how and the expertise. So when it comes to repair, there's a huge potential market there, and what we need to do is build the infrastructure. We need to build dry docking facilities, and then we need to train people, and particularly to develop the vocational skills. And we can do that quite quickly when we learn from this expertise that comes from elsewhere.
Greg, just briefly, the projected 177 billion into the GDP from operation or the blue economy, is that feasible, or is that an unrealistic number?
Well, I think, you know, obviously those figures are on the high end of, and you know, look at an ultimate scenario, but I think more realistically we should be working towards certainly increasing our contribution to the GDP and to job creation and to labor income. But certainly we have to move in that direction.
Greg, let's leave it at that. And also some good news, over 87 billion rand over the next 7 years to be injected into South Africa's 8 commercial ports. From us here in Port Elizabeth, it's back to you in Johannesburg.
Thanks very much indeed. Janine Lee in Port Elizabeth on the ocean economy.